don't know why that's in my head. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Marriage Bootcamp. I don't know what edition. It's episode 7 of season 17. I digress. Okay, y'all already know to subscribe to my channel to become a whole JayBird, dun 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 dun, and all that goodness and stuff. Okay, y'all ready to breathe it on out? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. I'm a little bit sleepy, y'all. Make sure to relax, to relate, to release, and to center yourself and anyone around you, okay? And y'all know to like, to comment, and to share this video. You can also follow me on IG and on Twitter at J_Lees_Corner. Let's get into the boo stuff of this episode. So we see Judge Toller talking to Tahiri at the house. We see Dr. Ish talking to Vado at the hotel. I have made it very clear how I feel about the Vado Tahiri situation, so I'm not going to touch on it too much. I still feel like the show, the producers, Dr. Ish, and now even Jocelyn Toller did not handle this situation properly. I feel like the show was edited to make the story be we support, people of domestic violence survival, and but only the women. You know what I'm saying? And that again is not in defense of Vado at all. But if you're going to, address one thing, address the other. So Jocelyn told her telling theory, what I'm saying? No man should ever put his hands on a woman, no matter what the woman has done. You know what I'm saying? And she asked Terry, do you want him to come back to the house? Terry says, I do, but I don't want to make it feel like, or make it seem like it's okay for people to put their hands on people just because of what someone said. I feel like I live in a twilight zone. Because what was said is fact. No man should put their hands on a woman. But to keep ignoring Tahiri's aggression, Tahiri's violent behavior, Tahiri's I want to beat the ass if I need to, antics. To keep ignoring that, to me, is stupid. Because when you have women like that, asshole men then use that as an excuse to do what they do. And we don't need to give nobody no excuse to do that. So if we can't check bad behavior that can make an asshole dude feel like he has the right to put his hand on someone, then you ain't really fixing nothing. Because you have to talk to the person who's doing the abusing, and you have to also talk to the person who is being a way that can cause someone who does not have control of their actions react. It's cause and effect. You have to address them both, or else it will keep happening. Just saying. Anyway, so honey, no fucks given today. Dr. H is at the hotel talking to Vado. And he then say, what does Vado mean? I did not know what Vado meant until today. Okay, he says Vado means violence and drugs only. Okay, and he says it's because of where he grew up and what he had to, grow up around and go through. I said, I grew up in a little bit of the hood as well. Okay, Linwood around here. Violence and drugs only? How do you adapt that moniker like it's a good thing? I don't get it. I'm always weirded out by people who take on names like See Murder, Gonna Smoke, Kill a Bitch on Tuesday. I never get the point of taking on names that are really violent and rude and just I don't get it. And why would I want to date a man whose name stands for violence and drugs. I dated a guy one time when I was a teenager. His name, we called him Happy Meal. To this day, I don't know why they call him Happy Meal. That ain't a bad name. I have food people. I dated a guy one time we called JP. They called him JP because he liked jelly and peanut butter. Those are like not bad names. I don't want to date a Vado. Because a grown man who goes by Vado and then says, oh yeah, it means violence, drugs only. I can't call you Bentley. I can't call you James. I can't call you by your real name. Bruh, don't get it. Anyway, Vado brings up how in his life, he's only dealt with women in that way in defense. He was defending himself. If he had any kind of altercation with a woman, he was defending himself. You know what I'm saying? He says, and for days I was telling to hear, you know what I'm saying, the way she gets all rowdy isn't normal. But you like that shit, violence and drugs only? You like it, so you can't then, chastise her for being what you like. So miss me with that bullshit, I don't, you know what I'm saying? And it's just dumb. It's just dumb. He then said, I thought I could bring her and I can change her. We need to change you. Not just her, you. Y'all both is a fake couple, do not need to be together. Point blank. Period. Okay, and I like how Dr. Ish look, it don't matter if you warned her about her antics or whatever. That is not an excuse to do what you did, which I 100% agree with. But I just wish the same, sticking to what you shouldn't do was told to Tahiri. And I know Dr. Ish said on Twitter, we did talk to Tahiri in depth, in detail, in length, but none of that made it to air. Well, then y'all awesome assholes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm done. Okay, we then even see Tahiri say, just because I threw an apple at him doesn't mean I deserve what came next. That's true. Just because you threw an apple does not mean you deserve what happened. You don't deserve it, not at all. Not in the least. However, what you deserve is someone to talk to your ass and say, don't do that shit. Period. Okay, anyway, now back at the house. Tony and Corrupt is still fussing and fighting. Why? Because that's what they do. I don't get who comes to a house. This thing is only 10 days. It's 10 days of therapy. This is day 7. Y'all still fussing? Why haven't you left him or let him leave you? I don't know. Anyway, she's upset over the homeless bitch, as she likes to call this girl. The homeless bitch, you was texting her, whatever, talk to the homeless bitch, homeless bitch, homeless bitch, homeless bitch, or whatever. He tells her, if you don't trust me, we got to keep having the same argument, you know what I'm saying? If you feel how you feel or whatever, you know what I'm saying, then we already over, okay? So we done. Don't talk to me no more about it, okay? And she you was a liar. And everything you said, and this whole thing has been a whole lie. And she leaves out. I say, girl, I could not. Now, we see Tahiri talking to Tony. You need to figure out what's the bigger issue. Is it his drinking or is it the homeless bitch? Because you can't keep fighting both battles. Because they both, it's team too much. Now, we do see Dr. Ish come down and say, hey, just to talk to all y'all. Medically, we can't have Corrupt out here drinking how much he drank. Because the next 3 days, we need him to be able to, fully, be into this process. But he can't do that if he up there drinking brown liquor all day. So, we're going to remove the brown liquor from the house. Is that okay with everybody? Now, everybody said, yeah, including Corrupt. I say, you cannot take an alcoholic liquor away. It does not end well. Trust me, I know. Okay? Anyway, and I'm like, why wouldn't y'all do that on day 2? When y'all seen he had a drinking issue, no one said, hey, he has a whole drinking issue. Let's not have unlimited amounts of brown liquor just sitting around. You know what I'm saying? Having unlimited amounts of brown liquor is cool when you have people around who ain't alcoholics. Gonna say that. Now, the group event is truth or dare. They have to get a glass case. It blows stuff around. And as it's blowing stuff around, they have truth or dare questions or whatever on a piece of paper. Grab a piece of paper and that's your card to answer. Yeah. Shauna was a dare. They dared her to dance in her underwear in the water fountain. And Willie was like, say what now? He then realized, I can't tell her what to do. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to tell her don't do that. And she went and she didn't go her underwear because she kept on reminding us, I don't wear panties. I don't have no panties on. I'm like, why? I don't get why people don't wear panties when you was in a group setting around other people's husbands. At least put some panties on. Like, I mean, just because. Like, at least some thongs, some lace, some whatever's the loosest. But walking around this coochie out, I don't think you should do that when there's other men like that in the same house. Put some panties on. Anyway, but she danced in like her little shorts and her top. She wasn't naked, that was fine. Willie's had a truth. It says, have you ever had a threesome? He says, yes, I have. Okay. And I don't want nobody thinking Shonda's surprised at the answer. Shonda was there. Meaning him and Shonda has had threesomes. You wonder why he cheats. We then see Tahiti. I'm not saying a threesome is the reason for the man to cheat, but you can't be out here, sharing your husband's penis with people in threesomes and think he may not take his penis somewhere else without you. Okay, anyway, because he likes to share his penis. Tahiti gets the truth. It's describe a sexual fantasy, and she said, I want to join the Mile High Club. That's nasty. Corrupt truth. Had to give a truth, and the question was, what's the most embarrassing thing that has happened to you during sex? I should play truth or dare on game night. We may play truth or dare on game night. He says the most embarrassing thing was he drank too much Hennessy one time, and in the midst of sex he had to stop to go shit. That's embarrassing. Especially if that's just nasty. Tony had a dare, and her dare was for her and her partner to imitate another couple how they would be having sex. She picked Phaedra and Medina, probably because Phaedra and Medina don't have sex, and so that way she would not have to be so touchy with Corrupt. And so she just stood there and turned around, and Corrupt just kept looking at her booty. And I'm like, that's Medina and Phaedra not doing shit but looking at each other. Phaedra had a truth, and her question was, how many times have you had sex in one day? She said 4, and it was like, what? 4? I'm looking like, 4 isn't a lot. If you had sex once in the morning and once in the afternoon and maybe 2 times during the day because it's a day off work and you at home having sex all day, that's not a lie. I think you can have sex a good 8 times in one day if it's sex day. Sex days you take a day off work or that's a day you ain't working, and y'all just have sex and eat sandwiches and drink water all day. Like every hour and a half you just have more sex. I don't talking too much. And Medina's was to make up a story about something to your right. And I'm like, what? He picked whipped cream. He picked up some whipped cream or whatever and got Phaedra and put whipped cream on her toes and sucked her toes. You sucked her toes before you touched her pussy? Okay. People start in different places. I would not ever want a man to start on me with my feet. I think licking toes and sucking toes is weird. It's disgusting. Her feet weren't clean. She did not just get the shower. She had been walking around, but I digress and whatnot. Okay, we then see, because that was the whole thing. It was cute, it was fun or whatever. Chit chat. So earlier in the day, we seen Hazel. Hazel was still bleeding, okay? And so they sent her to the hospital because they did not know why she was still having blood and she was pregnant. And so she later on came back to the house and she was told that she had a miscarriage. So her and Divine is upstairs sad. So they did not participate in today's drill. They was upstairs, getting their minds right, because that was a sad situation. And, we do know now they had a rainbow baby because Divine and Hazel had a whole baby girl who was born within the past a month or 2. So kudos to the parents and everything. You know what I'm saying? Now we do see, because that was happening upstairs. Now downstairs, Tahiri, Shonda, Willie, and Corrupt sitting around talking. And then they tell him, Tony really cares about you. But y'all, but it's always stuff between y'all, you know what I'm saying? She care about you when she just wants you to stop drinking so much. He said, if y'all think I'm going to stop drinking for my relationship, y'all are on drugs. I'm not going to do that, you know what I'm saying? And she wasn't pissed because I was drinking. She was pissed and upset because I told her I did not want to be around her anymore. And I said, well, that's true, because up there we seen them saying, you know what I'm saying, don't talk to me no damn more, okay? So his thing was, y'all think she's upset about one thing, is actually something different. At the end of the day, her and Corrupt are toxic to each other. Period. Okay? And then Sean, like, well, you don't want to even try to change? Willie then said people change when they want to change, meaning he cheated on you all the years because he wasn't ready to stop cheating. And I'm like, but he's right. People change when they want to, not because someone else wants them to do it or whatnot. Tahiri then brings up, that's why I left my last relationship, because he was so into that stuff. I'm like, is she talking about Joe? If Tahiri in 2020 is talking about how she had to break up with Joe Budden, what, 6, 7, 9 years ago? Because girl, Corrupt then said, well, no, he was grown. And once you left him, he got his act together. Well, because he lost the love of his life. I'm like, I really hope she not talking about Joe, but I feel like she's talking about Joe Budden. Girl, I need her to move on from that relationship. Okay? It's then Puppet Therapy Day. They do this, I think, every season. If I'm not mistaken, they have some kind of puppet or talking to each other through another object situation or whatever. So, I mean, that part wasn't much at first. We see, Tahiri didn't have no partner, so Dr. Ish played a mystery man puppet, and it made me uncomfortable because they were discussing sex or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want Dr. Ish and Terry, talking. It's just weird or whatever. But it wasn't like, them being sexual. It was just, I was just uncomfortable. We do see, no sex Medina and Phaedra, having no sexual attraction with their puppets to the point to where they say, you biting on her leg. I'm looking like, cause he gonna know where pussy at. Okay, we do see Willie and Shonda admit how, after she found out he cheated, I don't know which time or whatever, but it was about over a year before they had sex again, and sending them admitting that part about it or whatever. We then get to Tony and Corrupt, okay? And Tony and Corrupt, was now showing how it was when they first got together, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And Dr. Ish says to Corrupt, he's like, don't you notice how lonely, Tony's puppet is over there or whatever? He said, yeah, because, she the only one complaining. I'm like, I think some shit finna go left. From there, she's like, well, because I'm the only one who's not cheating. So you the only one over there fucking around with that rat. I'm looking like, okay, shit is going left. He then laughs. Boom. When he laughs, and he laughs at his dummy. He's not laughing at her per se, but he's laughing at the situation. I guess she didn't find it funny, okay? She didn't say, oh, you laughing? You laughing now? And she starts crying, looking like, what the fuck is going on, okay? She brings up how he knows when he laughs, it pisses me off. So she then starts yelling at him, oh, we're going to see who laughing, okay? We're going to see how much you laughing, okay? On God, okay? On my kids, on my grandfather's soul. Oh, you tough now, huh? You tough? You gangster? And I'm like, what is she doing? What is she doing? What's going on? You gangster? You tough? Oh, we gonna see. Now, as she's saying that, she's walking up to Corrupt in an aggressive manner, to where she is. I'm not saying she was going to do something, but we can't act like women has not done things to abuse men, okay? And Corrupt was just sitting there, but again, Corrupt agitates Tony. That's why I don't understand why they are a couple. It's the weirdest thing that they're toxic to one another, and not only are they toxic to one another, they like to push the other one's buttons. So even though Corrupt not saying nothing to her, and she is in this moment being the aggressor and walking up to him saying, oh, you tough, right? You tough, you gangster, huh? Oh, we gonna see which can be considered a threat. Maybe she got goons in the street. I don't know. What I do know is it went from 0 to 100 real quick, and I don't understand why. I don't get what happened. And I know her saying, I don't like it when he laughs. It makes me mad. It sets me off. But why then go the whole, oh, we're going to see how gangster you is in these streets, okay? And then Dr. Ishton got up to go get her and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, so this is the time when Dr. Ish see a female getting aggressive and they stop it. But no one went and grabbed Tahiri or talked to Tahiri on camera about her throwing, stuff at Vato's head. And the reason I say that is because we then see Dr. Ish takes her upstairs, and she brings up how she wants him to admit he cheated. That he's a punk ass, bitch ass, da 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 da. I thought she would say that he was a nigga. I was waiting for her to say it. She never did. But she was talking as if that's what she wanted to say, and she perfectly, carefully did not say nigga, okay? But she brings up how he is mentally and verbally abusive. Tony knows all these bad traits that Corrupt has, but she's still here. Oh, just tell me that you cheated on me so I can move on with my life. Do you need confirmation in order to move on? Because if he tells you no, he didn't do it, you staying and then being upset that he hasn't said yes yet is insanity. Okay. Now, Dr. Irsa, you realize that, you can't fix him. You realize that you can't change him. So that hurts. I get that, okay? But I'm like, so y'all sitting up here like, oh, it's okay, Tony. This is what you've realized. Why don't, girl, I'm an aggressive woman. I've had my moments in life where I have been the aggressor to the man I was dating at the point in time. And even I can say that's not good behavior, because again, we can't control what the man does. Now, luckily in this situation, Corrupt did not react to Tony coming at him. He sat there, probably because he was halfway drunk or wanted to be drunk, but I digress. But again, I'm like, it was what it was. So she then brings up what happened. 2 days before we came here, Corrupt went and stayed at a hotel for the night. She then went to the hotel. She brings up how in the morning when she went and was at the elevator, Corrupt and old girl was coming down from the hotel. And Corrupt then said, oh, well, she just stopped by so we could do some business or whatever. And she like, I knew he was lying. So if you knew he was lying, if you seen him coming out of this hotel with this girl, why did you stay? I digress. Okay, so that's where her anger comes from. I know you fucked up because of that reason. Again, why did you stay? Now downstairs, Tahiri is saying to Corrupt, like, did you admit you cheated? Is that what got her so upset? He's like, why would I lie? You know what I'm saying? I didn't. Don't let her fool y'all. Like I didn't cheat on her or whatever. I don't know what to believe. Honestly, I don't, because he probably did. But if he say he didn't, who am I to say he lying? I don't know that man, okay? When he then said, like, don't let her fool y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie and say I did cheat and I didn't. To hear him then say, but let's just not talk about it. He's like, oh, so because I'm not saying what you want to hear me say, now you want me to be quiet. Now you don't want to hear it. No, I think, well, yes, and it was just dumb. He brings up how women, really don't want to know the truth. You want to hear what you want to hear, but if it's not what you want to hear, then you're like, okay, I don't want to talk about it. I mean, we do that sometimes or whatever. But again, Corrupt needs to be in rehab. He does not need to be on Marriage the Bootcamp. We then see Judge Toller is there. And, she gives her assessment. She said Willie and Shonda, how they had next level growth because Willie, said to Shonda at the little, dance in the fountain thing that who was he to tell her not to do that, whatever. He didn't let any jealousy or whatever he felt about it, make her feel some kind of way. Boom. She brings up to Phaedra and Medina how, to see Phaedra participate in the drill, oh, you're human now. You're not a robot. That's cool. She brought up Medina sucking toes. It was what it was. It was nasty. Her feet were dirty. They were sitting outside. She had shoes on. Her feet were dirty. I mean, maybe he put the whipped cream on her toes to cover up the dirt of her toes or whatever. I don't know. It's just nasty. She says to Tyrion, you showed up with no man, and that's strength, okay? It shows that you show it's okay to be single because you deserve to be loved right. And until you get that, it's okay to be single. I don't know why people think it's not okay to be single. Theory saying how, people look at her and say, oh, how are you this age and you're not married and you don't have children? Many people are divorced with kids and unhappy or happy. People have this timeline on what is successful and then what isn't. You have people who be married for 30 years and then divorced and they've been miserable for the whole 30 years. Let that bitch be happy. For Tony, she's like, Tony, that woman is not homeless. Okay, she lives in your head. Okay, she owns you. You should be focusing on making something better with you and your man, but you too focused on her. Choose being happy over her. You know what I'm saying? Tony want to say it's not about her. You know what I'm saying? It is. Because you keep focusing on the homeless bitch. You should not need for him to tell you he cheated for you to leave. Because you're not happy. You are not happy with him. And coming here wasn't going to fix shit. Coming here with a check that corrupt people probably did for him. And you came along with him because you was his girlfriend. Y'all did not need to be here. I don't think it was smart at all. So we then see Tahiri and Shonda is outside talking to Corrupt and saying to him, you be, speaking out of line sometimes, whatever. And when you be venting, it's cool if you want to vent, but you be so harsh with it. I'm looking like, oh, really? Anyway, he brings up how well, she has issues that she don't want to fix, okay? She drink just as much as me. The same amount of alcohol I've been drinking here, she has been drinking here. Then Tony comes out, okay? And she brings up how he is lying about everything. Now, I do feel like both Corrupt and Tony seem a little bit crazy. Like an episode of Snap. At any moment, either of them could snap. It could be him, it could be her. Now, Corrupt brings up how, me and her have an understanding, okay? We don't want to be around each other. We do not want to be together. She don't want to be with me. I don't want to with her. And that's it. Now, it gets kind of tense because, Tony won't walk away. And they just basically like this eyeballing each other. It was the weirdest thing because I'm looking like, why? What was it? Tahiri was standing in between them. And neither Corrupt nor Tony would walk away, and they just kept looking at each other. I'm like, y'all gonna fight? Please don't fight. Just don't do that. Corrupt brings up how y'all want to see fire and no one wants to put it out, and something happens. He was saying that because security weren't trying to separate them. They were just letting them, seeing what happens or whatever. He brings up women are dangerous too. You know what I'm saying? Because just because I could wake up and my balls could be cut off. I mean, Lorena Bobbitt did cut her husband's his dick off when he was asleep. So, it can happen, but I digress. Corrupt this. I can't be around her because she's so irate. I want to leave. I want to go home. I want to leave right now. I want my car. I want to ride on my cell phone. I'm done. I'm looking like, okay. Now, Tony brings up I wasn't going to physically harm him. But you threatened to, mama. We have to. It was what it was. She said, well, he wants to drink. And so because he wants to drink and there's no longer, any brown liquor in the house, he's trying to make up whatever excuse he can have to leave because he can't handle the pressure without liquor. That's 100% true. And he can't get it here anymore, so now he wants to leave. Now, we then see Medina and Phaedra was about to do some things freaky deaky because we see Medina put a towel or something over the camera, and he said it so they won't see us. And so they in a room about to get nasty or something, I don't know. And here come Tony, knock on the door. He complaining about me like I'm an issue, and she's complaining to Phaedra and Medina about Corrupt. Meanwhile, Corrupt outside on the phone with producers. I want to go home. Get me out of here now. It is 2 a.m. He was on the phone for like 2 hours just trying to leave. First of all, I would not want to be anywhere where it takes the people 2 hours and they keep wanting me to talk to other people and I can't leave. I want to go home. I'm going to leave. So I guess he wants some money. That's how it went off. This season has been a waste because Medina and Phaedra are a fake couple. Tony Corrupt counseling. The whole Vado and Tahiri situation was handled horribly wrong. Just in there, addressing, both parties or whatever. And only Shonda and Willie and Hazel and Devon are the only ones who had a semblance of a real relationship they trying to fix. But we all also know that Hazel and Devon was only here for a check. They may be a real couple, but they were here for a check. And I'm like, it's some bullshit. I'm done. Peace.